Hello, everybody. This is Arlene. I'm a couple minutes late, but I'm just going to wait till a few people pop up on the video. Meanwhile, I'm going to sharpen my knife a little bit with my strop because I have a. Oops. Okay, let's see what happens here. Oops. Okay.
There we go.
So we've got one person coming in. I'm going to wait a little bit more. Hello, Colleen.
Yes, hello, Arlene.
I guess we're the only two on here today. Oh, that's all right. We're going to get started because I'm not 100% sure how to do this. All right. All right. Hello, everybody. We're going to do that rabbit. I don't have one done. Next week, we'll do this little guy here. And I got to turn off my sound. How am I going to do that? Okay, hang on just a second. Hold on, people. Hold on. Okay, I'm going to turn that all the way off. All right, now. All right, so we're going to do a rabbit. I think you saw that on the picture that I had a class for. So, okay, so I'm going to put the feet on.
That was me.
Okay.
It's just me popping.
So I'm going to put the feet in first, and we're going to just, the feet and the ears kind of match together. So we're just going to put the ears on.
Elizabeth is on.
Hello, Elizabeth. Who else is on?
Jen.
Hey, Jen.
And whoever was on early, I can't see.
Okay.
I just told everybody it wasn't my fault you were late.
Yes, it was. But we forgive you. Okay, I'm going to go a little wider here with the ears. So that's the foot and the ear. So we're going to try to go across. I usually measure with my finger here. And we're going to go across. It's kind of where the head starts too. And we'll go all the way around. I'm sorry, it's a little chilly in here. I just finally turned on the heat. And the fireplace is, the wood stove is a little hard to get on today, and I don't know why it's any different than any other day I have.
It was nice when the sun came out.
I need my other pencil. So, hi, Jen. And hi, Jack. I'm still getting ready for that new camper we're going to put together in July. I'm excited by that. Okay, this works a little better. If you have like a number 2 pencil, that works pretty good. So I don't need to go all the way around. Let's see if that's going to be the same. Yeah, that's about the same. So I'm just putting these on right now. So the ears and the feet kind of meet together, okay? So this is a little bit wider. Bless you.
So spring allergies. Oh,
I know everybody's. And I think my maple syrup days are over. Everything's budding.
Oh, you don't think it's cool enough at night to still...
But the trees are budding.
Yeah.
And once they bud, it's over. Hello, Betty. It was nice chatting with you this afternoon. And your knife is a-coming. All right, so let me start with right here. Okay, this is the bottom part where his neck is, so. Okay, he's almost done. Oh, not yet. So we're going to do this first. And he's a rabbit with floppy ears. I'm using a 2.5, no, 2.25 by 1.25 by 1.25. All right. So And we're going to bring this, we're going to just get rid of all this here.
Daddy says it was great chatting with you as well.
We had a nice conversation. Okay. All right, so this is how far we got. So we rounded off the top. We put the ears where they're going to go. Okay, and the feet, they also go on the other side here. So, actually, it will go in a little bit. Are you cold?
Ooh, no.
Yes, it's only 63 in here. I turned up the heat to 68.
I think it's actually supposed to get down to like 40 tonight.
Really?
Yeah, but it's going to be like 80 on Thursday.
Are you kidding me? It's like, I want a little bit of spring before we hit summer.
I know. It looks like 60s next week.
I forgot to turn off my...
Yep.
Okay, so we're going to go here. We're going to chop this out. All right. We're going to take our little V tool, if I can find it. And we're going to kind of do the outline of the feet and the ears. That's not the right one. This is the right one. Okay. Hello, Billy Joe and Sandy. Okay, I'm going to just do it up a little bit like that.
What's the size on your V-tools? The small one or the big one?
It's the small, well, I only
Smaller?
have, yeah, it's a 3 millimeter.
Okay.
Somebody asking or you're asking?
No, I'm asking because everybody wants to know.
Yeah, we're going to stop right there. I'm going to bring this out a little more. There we go. All right, I'm going to do the same thing with the feet. I'm going from memory, folks, so I'm trying to figure out what I did. I don't have one sitting here that I can kind of look at and kind of remember how I did this. But I think this will be fine. Oh, it's a little crooked. Okay, that's fine. I'm just making sure everything is evened up and where it needs to be. All right, so we're going to do the back part of this as well. We're just going to... So that's the outside of the foot on the back side.
Bob Wee has jumped in. Says hello.
Hello, Bob. And we're going to go across with the neck, just so we know where we're going. Same here, we're going to go straight across. I should go be down a little bit further. And right here. All right. Okay, so the ears kind of have to be up here a little bit, so we're going to just continue that around. Hello, Carolyn. So, all right. I guess I could follow that all the way around. I didn't think of that. So why don't we do that? We're going to follow this all the way to the top. And we're just going to put a nice groove right there. And if it doesn't go through, you want to turn your wood the other way. Okay, there's the one ear. This is the Easter bunny. Or whatever, a bunny. Okay, so I'm going to follow all of this again with well, actually down here in the corner where the feet, I'm sorry, that's the back side. Let's go here. We're going to go really deep here because we got to dig some of this out.
We have 14 following.
14 so far?
Mm-hmm. Oh, 13. Somebody left us.
They come and go. That's okay.
Yeah, I don't generally get that count, but for some reason I'm getting it tonight.
Well, that's good because I only show 6 on this. That's weird because I know more people are coming. Hi, Daniel. And if you're watching this on YouTube, this is actually a live broadcast that I do, taping that I put on Facebook. And it's usually on Tuesday nights.
7 o'clock.
7 o'clock.
Not necessarily sharp.
This is the only time I was 2 minutes late. Okay, so we're going to dig here at the top, and we're going to go down a little further because we need those ears to stick out a little bit. So what we're going to do is just take, just kind of, just like that. You see how I got that notched out? That's what you want. And we'll take this and notch this out as well. Now I'm going to have the ears go in a little bit. They're not going to hang like this. They're going to kind of come out this way, and then they're going to go in a little further. How many people?
I have 13.
Okay. This one hasn't changed at all. So, good thing I found my phone back today. I had lost it in the yard at a friend's house. Couldn't find it. I thought, oh my goodness. How do I even contact you to tell you that I'm not going to have, I don't have any other phone. But thank goodness we found it. This is the back side. I jump all over the place with this, folks. So, you know, I'm still looking for that classroom thing. Okay, so I'm going to try to mark. Well, let me do the other ear since I'm up here already. Cutting around these ears. This is when it's really important to have a very good and sharp knife. All right. So that's where we're at right now. Now I've got to remember how I did this before. I keep burping. It must have been something I ate. So if you're hearing that on the tape, I'm sorry.
Did you have pepper soup today?
Yes. Can you smell that?
Nope. Just makes me burp.
Oh, okay. I thought. Okay, so what I did was I put a little rounded thing here, okay? And then I had it come out a little further. Now this is going to have 2 front teeth. I haven't figured that out yet either. It's been a while since I've done this. I do have this on YouTube. I should have watched my own YouTube channel. I would have known. There is one of this Easter Bunny and of this one here. The chick, we did a smaller version of it. A little bit different. But I think I like the bigger one better, to be honest with you. What do you think? What do you think?
The Angry Birds, you say?
Yes, the Angry Birds. So, if you have any questions, folks, by all means,
throw them out there.
Yep, throw them out there.
We're ready. Don't ask us for the lottery numbers, though.
We don't know it.
We're still working on that.
So I'm just following this line with my V tool. I find it so much easier with the V tool. But like I said, a lot of people have a problem with, oh, that's really crooked.
Kind of looks like a pear.
Yeah, kind of. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to trim this back. And we're going to kind of hollow this out a little bit here, because if you look at a rabbit, they have those little bit of a cheek there, you know, and then they've got their little mouth there. Everybody does it different. So let me cut this out on this side. So yes, maple syrup I think is done down here. I still have some in the cans there, but I think it's been too warm for them. Okay, we're going to go up here a little bit more. There we go. I'm going to do the back side as well. Right there in the corner. Right here in the corner, we want to go kind of deep and chop that out with a V cut. Just like so. See that? That's pretty cool. It's amazing what a couple of cuts can do.
Throwing wood at me.
You're in the way.
Keep that to yourself.
I hear that. We're going to take this out a little bit. This is the back side of his head. Not that it's that important. Oh, and we also have to put a tail on him, of course, right? So we'll put that big old tail right here. Nice round. They're not too talkative tonight, are they?
I guess not. Unless I'm not getting them and just you are.
No. That's okay. They're just watching.
Anybody doing this along with Arlene?
I think that would be hard to do, wouldn't you think?
Why? I sit here and do it with you.
That's true. All right. So, hello, Patrick, Merlin, Daniel, Carol.
Yeah, see, I'm not getting the people. I'm just getting...
Maybe they're...
15. Did anybody make the chicken, the Angry Bird with the egg from last week?
The chick.
The chick and the egg?
Maybe I
the
don't...
egg and the chick?
Maybe I don't have it that they can. Because I just jumped on it all of a sudden. So we're doing the tail end here, folks, you see. And I keep tossing these chips, keep flying over to Colleen here.
Steady 12.
Yeah, that's okay. Okay, that's the back end. This is the front end. I'm trying to think. We're going to bring this down a little bit. I'm going to just kind of bring this out a little further. I'd like to run that face up a little bit more. Now, if your knife is sharp enough, you should be able to go right across. And next week we'll do this little guy. Okay? The gnome, what would you call him? A gnome Easter bunny?
I thought you were calling them critters.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Critters.
Yeah, I like the critter idea better. The woodland critter. Woodland Easter critter.
There you go.
Easter critter.
Easter critter. That's fine. That worked for me. All right. So... I gotta see a picture of what are you on my Facebook page at all?
You need me to get out? And oh, Verna says, do you sell the wood to carve?
Yes, I do, Verna. How many pieces do you need? Colleen and I and you can sit here and carve.
Selena Verdon. Do you toss the chips in your wood stove? I save my wood scraps for a friend's stove. Oh, yeah, good idea.
Well, it depends how many chips I make.
Do you give them to your friend with the gerbil?
No.
You should.
I don't have a friend with a gerbil.
Oh, well, maybe you need a friend that has a gerbil.
Are you going to buy one?
Not me. I have too many cats. My cats don't want that.
No, I would think not. All right, so let's see here.
I don't know, Selena. That's a very good idea with the wood chips. Good starter.
That's a nice clean wood, too. I mean, for the most part, it's pretty good. Gotta sharpen these tools up again, I'll tell you. All right.
Back up to 15.
I'm just going to round off his nose here and stuff. And this is going to be his little nose right here. Okay. And then there'll be a little thing here. And then we're going to put some teeth in. I think I might have chopped the teeth out already. I don't think so. I need a picture of what I had before.
It'll run through.
Okay. Go up one. Because I can't.
Guy?
Yes. Okay. That makes sense. Okay.
Okay.
Sorry, the nose isn't up. Let me take a look at it again, if you don't mind. I wish I had one here that I could look at. Okay, got it. Okay, so right here is where the nose is going to be. It's a little nose. Let me dip this guy. So it's easier to...
Verna says she'd love to buy some wood.
You're going to start carving, Verna?
I think Verna could do some cats.
Oh, that would be fun.
So if you were to have a wood carving shed,
Yes.
would it be instructional or would it just be the usual me and you sitting chatting? I'm just checking in case I want to come to your carving.
Well, you can do both. You can either come and just chat, or you can sit and you can carve. It's technically not a class, so to speak. I'm just gonna, let's see. That's why I don't have this other side. Oh, I do have it done. All right. Normally I'm more prepared than this, folks. I really am. And today I am not.
I suppose you'll want me to start making desserts for this carving.
If you would like.
As well, too.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, it will be free food and coffee. Well, free coffee and whatever. Okay, so let's do this.
Verna said, I heard you might be starting a class.
Well, what I like to do is get so we can start a carving club here. And then we'll do classes from there.
If you're not a wood carver, could you still come to the club?
Sure. It's designed for the wood carvers, but if you're interested in wood carving, that'd be a perfect place to get all your questions answered and stuff. Yeah. Okay, there we go. We're going to cut that out a little bit more underneath. I still shooting them over there? Okay. So, that is that portion. But we're going to just round it off a little bit. And then we're going to put the teeth in. And the face. Are you throwing those back at me?
It's kind of like a bad baseball game. You just keep throwing them back.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. So let me go a little deeper here.
And speaking of baseball, if you follow the Phillies, their home opener is on Thursday.
Wow, we don't
And
know.
it's going to be 75 degrees.
Oh, really?
Yes.
You watch the Phillies all the time?
Yeah.
Do you enjoy that, or do you do it because hubby watches it?
Hubby likes them. I like them.
Okay, we're going to try to dig out this corner because that will shape the face a little bit more if you can see that. So.
What I like about baseball is that you don't have to sit and watch it. Because if you leave the room, they play the highlights like 15 times over, so you won't really miss anything.
So slow.
That's why I prefer hockey.
Or football would even be better.
Oh, football's the same thing.
Too slow?
They just show you the highlights. That's all you need to watch.
Okay. I'm just going to bring this in a little bit more so the eyes can get in here. Okay, so we have it. Something looks off on this. Normally I don't have this much trouble doing a video, but see, sometimes we're just not with it.
Elizabeth says that she likes the WNBA. Yeah, they're pretty up and coming, women's basketball. Does that mean, are you watching March Madness?
Who, me?
You're not a basketball fan.
I used to play basketball in school,
well,
but no.
You should be watching the March Madness. They're down to the 16, I believe. They're down to 16.
We're going to put a little notch here, folks, okay?
Elizabeth says, oh, yes.
Okay.
Elizabeth, what team are you voting for? Are you going with UConn for the women?
All right, there's the nose, folks, okay? Now we're going to put the mouth in. We're going to take the little V tool again. We're going to go right up through the center. Well, close enough. And cut that out.
LSU. Okay.
And then we're going to bring this out and around. Just like so. And from the center there, we're going to go the other way. We're going to put the teeth in there. Ooh, he looks mean. He's not supposed to look mean.
You want to pretend that you know something about the WNBA? Ask her if she knows, if she's a fan of Caitlin Clark.
Who am I supposed to ask that to?
Elizabeth.
Hello, Elizabeth. I know nothing about sports. Nothing. People rattle off names. I have no clue who they're talking about. All right, so if you hear that dinging, that's just my phone. I don't have a special way of doing this. Okay, that looks pretty good. Okay, so I'm going to round off the ears a little bit. We're going to come down. We're going to flatten them up a little bit. We're going to have them kind of swoop in and then out, just like so. I don't know if you can see that. I'm going to go over here and do the same thing. Sweep it out. Okay. Now here, we're going to finish up the ears real quick. We're just going to go in here and we're just going to clean it up a little bit. Well, we got a half hour in so far. Not too bad. Considering I wasn't sure how to do this. I'm glad I'm not doing a larger one. It would take a lot more.
Yeah. Yes, Elizabeth, I like watching Caitlin Clark. I think she's just an excellent sportsman, and she is great at basketball. She's a pleasure to watch.
Okay, right in here, folks, we're going to cut right in there.
All right. Billy Joe wants to know, do you sharpen your knife before you start the show? I was just wondering because I rarely see you sharpen them.
He said what at the end?
He rarely sees you sharpening them, so he wonders if you do it before you start the show.
I have 3 or 4 or 5 knives sitting here, so if one gets dull, I switch it. And that's why you'll see me switch once in a while here. Okay, so I'm trying to think how this works. Can you bring that picture up again?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And Elizabeth is answering, but she's talking to me about basketball.
Okay.
Good.
Okay, so it's here. We're going to put like the carrot portion in here.
Lost my feed.
And that's not good. So, yeah, I don't sharpen them often, but when I do, sometimes I do take it back to the machine to make it a little bit easier.
There we go.
I like that. Usually they have this little bit of a brow there, but we're going to try to figure that out here. Okay. I'm going to go in here and just cut a little bit in here to make it look like it's sticking out a little bit. See the shadow? It works out good that way. When you can dig it in a little bit right here, like doing it like a deep V cut, it shapes up the face. You can tell the difference. I haven't done it over here yet, but I did it over here, and you can see where the shadow is hitting it. It looks deeper than it is. It's an illusion. So we're going to dig this out a little bit more. We're going to do the same thing over here. We're going to take my knife and I'm going to dig it in pretty deep. And then we're going to turn it around and we're going to go the opposite way. All right. That's not exactly how I wanted it, but let's go a little bit deeper. Sometimes when you do deep cuts like that, it does make it look completely different. Okay, you can see how that made that whole ear pop out. Just doing something as simple as making a deep cut. All right. I think my fire's dead over there. Now we're going to go to the back side of the head and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to go in kind of deep at an angle. Not all the way to the top, but far enough. And there we go. Now I could sit here for a couple of hours and trim this up even more. But that works out pretty good because, yeah, that's great. I think that will work. So I'm getting rid of all the rough spots because why do we get rid of the rough spots? I'm going to test you here. Why do I get rid of this tough stuff?
So that it looks a little more natural and the paint takes.
Okay, that's correct. Because then the paint will not get darker in those areas. If you cut it off smooth instead of... I don't do any sanding on these at all. I'm going to cut this corner out a little bit more.
Elizabeth says so that the wood takes to the paint. You are correct, Elizabeth.
All right, so we got that done. That knife is getting dull. Oh, there we go. All right. You know, these ears are really kind of the important feature of this, along with his face. And, all right, so that's where we're at with the face. Now, right here, he's going to have a little bit of a tooth. So let's do this. We're going to push in really far.
Is the price for answering that question correctly? Whoops. For answering that question correctly, I would carving course. Oh, in Canada.
I'm not sure about teaching in Canada yet. Haven't gotten that far yet. Okay, so we're going to do the teeth right here. So underneath here, right here, you're going to have to chop that up a little bit so it looks like the teeth are sticking out. But you want to be very, very, very careful when you do this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this side over here first. And then you want to try to take a little bit of that away. So I'm just going to try to scoop it from this side over. And just so that it sticks out a little bit. It doesn't have to be as prominent as the one that I have pictured there. But, okay, there's his teeth. And I'll put a little thing in the middle there. Let me just, it doesn't take much to make a cut there. Now, his teeth aren't that wide, so what we're going to do is we're just going to go up here a little bit, and we're just going to notch that out. Okay, see that? That's how we just notched one of those out. Because this, and we're going to do a little corner here as well. And I'll clean this up more when I get offline. All right. So that's where we're at right now. And then I'll put a little small, deep V-cut right into the teeth to separate those two. Okay. I am having a... Let me do it back here, folks, because I can't see it well there. Because I don't want to mess it up. There we go. There's his two front teeth. You see it?
No, it hasn't come across yet. Oh, there we go. So we can call him Bucky?
You can call him anything you like.
Bucky Bunny?
Okay, so we're almost done here with the head. The only thing we have to do, and the most important thing, is what? What?
He looks angry.
No, he's not angry. There we go.
Okay, what are we doing next?
We're doing his eyeballs.
Oh.
Maybe I need to get rid of that brow a little bit more. Then they won't look as angry, right? There we go. I think that will do good.
Oops.
Clean this up over on this side.
I think it just has bigger teeth. I think your teeth are smaller.
Yeah, I didn't want them as big as that.
Yeah.
So I'm going to cut this back a little bit because it looks like
Looks like he needs braces. Oh, shoot. Every time I do that, I lose my feed.
Okay. So that's a little better there. Right, so let me take a look at that picture again.
Oh, hang on.
She's showing me a picture of the one I did before, so I have a better sense of what I'm doing. Yeah, okay. That's good. Thank you.
It's more so when you, once you paint it.
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest clue.
If he's angry or not?
No, I guess he's not. I think it's because you don't have it detailed in.
Okay, so that is his eyeballs. This is really going to be a challenge. Let me take it back here. His face is not great. Yeah, it's even. I just don't know. All right, we're just going to start putting the eyes in. So I took my little V tool and I just go around one side, 1/4, and I do the other quarter. And I do it from there, actually from the center of the eye to the other, to that. And then I'll come back up this way. For some reason, rabbits are really hard to do. I don't know what it is about rabbits. You would think it's a very simple, but for me it's just a little different. So I'm going to take my knife and I'm going to cut around that.
I think
me sharpen
carving this bunny kind of reminds me of some of the puppy dogs that you do with the ears. That's why I said I think once you paint it,
yes,
it definitely makes it.
Yeah, the ears on this one actually.
I think the ears are cute.
Yeah, because I couldn't, of course you don't have the room with a block to do it up, so I did it the other way.
So how can I improvise if I don't get a good circle for my eyes? Like if they're a little crooked, would I just make them bigger?
Well, you know what? Both of our eyes are not perfect. If you ever took your right eye and made it exactly with the left eye, put your hand over your face halfway, your eyes look different. See? Ooh.
But if I had one that ended up looking a little more oblong and the other one more round,
yes.
Would I just make them both oblong then?
Yeah, you would just fuss with it until you, like that one there, I'm pretty happy with. Okay, let's see if we can get the other side to look the same. That's the hardest part with doing these. Let me sharpen this up. I sharpen it up with this. Who was the person that asked about sharpening?
Was it
Pete?
Billy Joe.
Billy Joe. Yeah, I use a strop. And then I take the corner, since it wraps around there. I just go down a couple of times. That should do it. Plus, I'm going to dip his head back in the water. Usually I have a sprayer, but I don't use a sprayer as much anymore. Okay, so let's go over here and let's do this. So, because I'm making it not perfectly round and more of a oval shape, I go from the top down to the center. And then I do the same thing for the bottom. And this just gives me an outline, so I have something to go by when pretty close. Which one did I just sharpen? I think it was this one. Okay, so. Hi, Rich. This is on my YouTube channel if you want to see the one that was on my site. It's there. So. And then I go from the inside of the eye and I cut out very carefully. Oh, they don't look the same, do they?
I think that's definitely a problem, or at least what I see as my biggest problem when I'm carving is my eyes never look not even closely the same. And noses. I have trouble with noses too.
Well, I don't know. Other than practicing on a piece of wood to make eyes, I don't know how else you could do it. That's not too bad. Let me just bring this down a little bit more. That's pretty even. That's not too bad. I'm going to leave well enough alone. And I say that and I go back to the eye anyway. And
Good.
what's that?
Looks pretty good.
Yeah, I'm not.
Rich wants to know how you're doing.
I'm doing fine, Rich. How about you? So I saw that they had a classroom for sale. It was in Tennessee, too far away. Okay, that looks good. Now we're done, pretty well done with the face. I'm going to fuss with it a little bit more when I get off to get all this rough stuff off. But I'm pretty happy with the shape. I could round it off just a little bit more, which I can. But now we're going to put the carrot in here. So that's going to go here. And it's thinner at the top. Just bring it down a little bit, like so.
Would you consider that carrot organic?
I would say so, because it had no chemicals on it.
Good answer.
Well, no, I wouldn't say that because I dipped it in that rubbing alcohol. We have a comedian over here, folks. Okay, so there's the carrot, and we're going to have, I think, his arm coming out like this. You got that picture again?
Yeah.
I'm just debating how I'm doing this.
Oops.
Oh, okay, so this one goes down like this and around. Is it hanging onto it? Yeah, a little bit. Okay. All right, so that's one arm there, and this is the other arm over here, but it actually comes apart a little bit, and it goes into, like, right onto it. Okay, so that's it right there. Back to the V-tool. Well, actually, yeah, I'm going to bring this down a little bit because this is not going to be.
Don't forget his feet.
Yeah, I've got to do his feet. Can you bring that picture back up? Because I'm not sure how I did, if I painted that on or if I think I painted it on. No, I lost it.
Oh, sorry. Oops. Yeah, just got to catch back up.
Okay, so I'm going to do this other side before I do anything else right now, folks. We're going to cut this out. And
Slow.
same here. See where the feet and the body meets at the top? You really want to dig that out because you want that not to look like a solid piece. Just like that. See that? That's perfect. And then we're going to bring this in a little bit. Okay, so all right, same thing over here. See where the feet are? We're going to go in kind of deep. Try to separate everything. All right, there we go. That's what I wanted to do. A little bit more. Yeah, I'm going to look for, I think Elverson, not Elverson, I think it's Elverson. Is it Morgantown? Has a lot of sheds there at that corner.
Morgantown.
But I don't,
sheets?
yeah, I don't know if they're too expensive or what. I'll have to take a look at it. I thought so. The one guy quoted me a price I thought was pretty good. It came with everything but no insulation and electric. I'm on the back side now, folks, because I'm just going to start rounding some of this stuff off around that. We're going to just bring this.
Maybe you can get last year's model.
I don't know if they do that.
Shed.
Well, this one guy, he resold, what do you call it, repossession ones?
Oh, repoed ones.
Repoed ones.
Oh, wow.
I don't know if that would be
Interesting.
worth doing or not. See how this year's goes. I've got enough things I want to get done here first. I'm on the backside, folks, right now, because we're going to have to get that done anyway. Okay. Ah, then a nice little butt there, a little tail. We're going to do the same thing over here. We're going to just follow this all the way up. I like the back end better than the front end. I think they're cute. You ever had a rabbit as a kid?
No.
Well, I did here when we first moved here, and I thought, oh, I'll have a rabbit. I had as a babies, and I thought, oh, I'll have lots of them. The mother was not so good to the babies.
Oh.
Undid them, and they all froze.
Oh, no. That's not good.
It looked like Jonestown.
Oh. No.
Those
The only rabbits at my house was in stew.
Oh, really? You ate rabbit?
Yeah, my brothers were hunters.
What does rabbit represent or similar to for another? Really? Seriously?
No, seriously.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I don't know if she's telling me the truth or not, folks.
No, it doesn't taste like a chicken.
It does or it doesn't?
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
So, Rich wants to know if you have ever thought about making the ears longer. Oh, yeah, that's a thought.
You mean all the way down to here?
Like covering his feet, maybe?
Maybe coming out over the... Yeah, you know, that's a great idea. I'll have to try that next year when I do another rabbit.
So don't they call them, is that the lop ear?
That's kind of, that's what I'm doing here. Yeah, the loppy ears. Okay, let's start here. Let me just round this off a little bit more.
Getting to be cute.
What's that?
Getting to be cute.
Yeah. Okay, so here's the, I gotta put this back on because I trimmed it off.
Rich says now I'm starting over.
What's that?
He says, now I'm starting over. Maybe he's going along with you. I do like the long ear ideas, though. That's kind of different.
I'll let other people deal with the rabbit. Some people do really great rabbits. It's just not my thing. Okay, so I'm going to outline this with my V tool, and then we're going to just kind of shape it up after that. Then we'll put the arms in, and that's it. All right, so there's the carrot, and then we've got to put a little green thing on the end here. Okay. So I'm going to clean this up with the knife. Of course, I picked up the wrong one. There we go. So I'm going to outline this a little bit more so it's a little more distinct. There we go. And I'm going to Yeah, I think the most important thing here is getting this deep enough in the centers, so it gives more shape to the head.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
So I'm constantly going back and redoing that. I got an hour in. Imagine if we did the bigger one. All right. So we're going to just trim that off. File this down. Trim this up a little bit so it sticks out a little bit more. I didn't get to the show this year with Lancaster show, maybe next year. Okay, so now we're going to put the arms on him. So this one comes down just like so. And this one kind of has a little bit of a loop to him. So we'll just go around. Okay, there's one. I always work from the middle to the edge, and then you'll be able to cut those out a little bit better.
We're just asking, are you planning on any shows this year?
Well, I'm hoping to do Hay Creek in the fall. My cousin Jack and I are going to revamp the my camper. We're going to keep it. It's a pop-up camper that you put up and down. We're going to keep it stationary. It's going to have windows all the way around it and then a door in the front. So then if it rains, it will pop out so I can sell things from it. But I can also use it here as a little studio if I want to and put it out in the yard in the summertime. And I'm looking forward to making it. I already have the design made up. So I'm hoping that will work out okay.
The Hay Creek Apple Festival is usually the second weekend in October. It's usually very, very well attended.
Yeah, it usually is. I am finding a lot of shows in the last couple of years, attendance has been down. And I think part of that's the economy. Wouldn't you say? I think that's a lot of it right there. People don't have that extra money to spend. I'm going to bring this foot in a little bit. There we go. Looks too square to me.
I think people do attend the Hay Creek or the Apple Fest because it is local. It supports Joanna Furnace.
Right.
And the food is delicious.
Yeah, food's great. The Apple Fest is really they have a flea market and they also have I guess it's September, they have just crafters. And I went to that one time. I didn't find it as beneficial for me. And it's much longer. It's like 4 days or 3 days.
Yeah.
Long. So, okay, there's our rabbit. There's his little arms coming across, hanging on to.
All right, so let me catch up here. So Elizabeth says it's the same in Canada, people watching their pennies.
Yes. And I can't blame people for that. So, it kind of discourages us from carving more because, I like to sell my stuff. But some people don't want to sell their stuff, and that's fine too. But I often find...
Yeah, that's me. That's why I have a bag of items sitting
Pine
over.
cones that still have to be painted. Well, if I ever get this club going, we'll do the painting and everything there. I'm trying to see where I can put it here on the farm. So I'm going to trim this off a little bit here. This is going to go a lot longer than I thought because we got to put the hair all over it yet.
Rich says, I think part of it is scheduling. Sometimes there's a lot all on the same weekend. I agree.
Well, you know, I think we found that out. You know, we had that here in Honeybrook. We had our spaghetti dinner.
Yeah.
And then they also had the turkey dinner at the fire hall.
Yeah.
Well, I chose to go to the church dinner. Otherwise, I would, if that was a different Saturday, I would have gone to the other one.
Yeah.
So, okay, so that's how he looks. Now, his little feet, usually there's like a little thing here. Now, you can paint this on or you can carve it on. It's up to you. And then you have 3 little loopies here that you put on here. I don't know if I can even fit that on there. I think we're going to paint these on because I don't think I can do that. It's too small. Because this is a smaller version of the other one. Okay.
Billy Joe says he's got to leave early, but he's really appreciated the.
Oh, you're welcome.
Tonight.
Thank you.
Learning a lot.
Thank you, folks. So we're going to just. So I'll just put this one down here. This is like his heel. Okay. And then over here, we're just going to kind of make 3 marks like so. That will be black. Because that will be his, you know, like his padding. You can do it any way you want, folks. But I think we're going to leave it at that for now. All right. So now we're going to go on the back side. I knew this was going to take a lot longer than some of the others. And this is even the smaller one. You know, it's not this size. Otherwise, it would have been that size. Okay. This is pretty good there. I got to just take all this rough stuff off, and then we can go ahead and put the hair on it. And then I'll have another one to paint in my arsenal of. It's getting bigger. So I'm hoping to get that thing done this summer. I think it'll be so cool when we get it done. I've had people ask if I can take their camper and make it for them. Nope, one's enough for me. Now, if I really wanted a business and I was younger, maybe. But nope. I'm just getting this rough stuff off, folks. Just bear with me for a minute. Okay. We look like we're almost done here that we can. Okay, so there he is. Looks similar, doesn't it? All right. Now, the hair. Okay, I don't think I put anything on this. Can you bring that picture up again? Then I'll take a look at it. So I'm just going to go here. I'm going to dip his head because it's just a lot easier to do it that way. And, oh, I did. Okay. All right, so we're just going to do little things like this on his...
Rich is saying, very nice.
Thank you. I didn't do the very end because that's where his nose is, but I'm going to go back and put a little extra, you know, because you want it to look like it's refined a little bit, not so big, if you get my drift. Okay. I need to look at that one more time because I've got to see how the, and then here I'm just going to go, okay, got it. So this goes over like this. We're just going to just go all over the place here. Is it past your bedtime?
Yeah. My eyes are drooping.
And we're going to do the same thing over here. I think it looks so much better when you put these little lines on here. You know, the little hair pieces.
Do you think it's better to do the lines short or like all long?
A variety.
Okay.
You know, sometimes I can get it really short. And there again, it depends how intricate you want to get. You can get a more narrow, instead of a 3, maybe a 2 millimeter, and to be able to take care of it that way. But so, let's see. Okay, now we're going to go up this way. Should be easier once you get the face done. Just go around. You know, they don't have really short foot. Well, they don't. Well, they have long-haired rabbits, right? Just like cats. They have long and short.
Jen says, oops, very well done, especially since you didn't have a finished carved rabbit to go by.
Well, I was looking at at my old photographs. She would bring it up on her phone because I can't do it on my phone because I'm on it to teach, but thank you. I appreciate that. And this just goes down to the bottom here. It's kind of, I always go to the edge right away. I'm trying to go quick so we can get this over with. Well, that's how you do the back, okay? I'm not going to, it's going to take too much time. Now, here we're going to put little things here, back and forth for the arms. And we're going to go this way. Same thing here.
Are we painting the pads on the feet, or are you...
Is that a question?
Yes, you're going to paint the pads on the feet.
Yes.
Okay.
Because I don't have room. You can cut it out, folks. If you do, you can use your V-tool to mark it and to cut it out. But since it's so small, it just saves a little time for tonight. I'm not going to show you that part. If you want to see that part, you can go to the other one that I have online. Okay, this is the short version of it. It turned out pretty good. I was a little worried about doing that because I didn't have anything to go by, you know. Okay, so that's his paws and the other part. And then this part just comes down. You want contrasting when you're doing arms or, you know, paws or anything like that, because you want to go in a different direction. So you can actually see the difference, as you can see there. All right.
Selena says, I still did okay at my 2025 Christmas craft show by focusing on making $20 or less ornaments. Foot traffic was slightly down from the previous years. I couldn't bear to sell one of these carvings for that amount.
Yeah, this one here, I would have to up it on this one. It's just so much work. But you know what? That's the thing. If you can part with it for a few bucks, you know, if you're really going to sit there and figure out exactly how much time you've got in it. Like I've got an hour, almost an hour and a half, if I do everything the way I'm supposed to. I'm going to just finish. Oh, when I do the tail, or the little bob what do you call it, cottontail.
Yeah.
I go in a circle, just like I do when I do the, it gives it a nice different contrast. You'll see what I mean in a second here. See? It's different.
Rich wants to know if you ever carved a goat.
No. I have not. You mean a billy goat with the horns or just a goat?
Oh, how cute that would be with the little tuft on his chinny chin chin.
I have not done that. So I'm just going to finish this off because I feel like it. And then he'll be done. I don't have to go back to it later.
Now, do the ears get stroked or?
Yep, they do.
They do. Okay.
We're not there yet.
Sorry, was I rushing you?
No, you're doing fine. Okay, so that's the back of the head. All right, now we're going to do the ears. The ears are a little... You want to take little strokes with the ears. You don't want to go too crazy with the ears. Oops. I say that and I'm making these long things now. I like to do the outside and then work my way to the center. That's how I like to do. And then when I paint, I go from the center to the outside. It's funny. Okay, there you go. There's the ear. Let's go to the other side. I'll go up here and do the little ones here. Yep. It goes into the ear. Turn it around. Go the other way. You do long and short. Doesn't matter. Okay, so that's the rabbit. I'll do the back end later. Oh, you want to do the feet too, because they got hair on the top of the feet, right? So you want to go over there and just put little strokes on there too. Just like so. I'm going to take the extra couple of minutes to finish this off. I don't like leaving things undone. But then I don't go back to it and then go, oh my goodness, I forgot to finish this. And then I go to painting it. Now we're going to go up to the neck here. Let me just trim that off a little bit. That's a little too round. Too square. This one definitely takes some time.
Yeah. Not a detail. You wouldn't have guessed it from looking from the picture.
Mm-hmm. A lot of people don't realize how much work there is doing one of these. But if you like doing it, you know, if you're enjoy doing it and you want to sell it, you know, you can ask a decent price for it. You know, some cars never sell their stuff. They can't part with it. I was like that years ago. Not so much now, but I used to do this all with a knife, back and forth with the V-cuts. Mm-hmm. What a mess. I mean, that took a lot more time than this.
Elizabeth wants to know, when crossing the border to Canada to customs, say to anything about you bringing wood with you?
I'll tell you what happened one year. Okay, well, I'll answer that in just a second. There's my rabbit, folks. I think he turned out all right. That's the back side. The profile. Yeah, I think he turned out all right.
Yep.
You know what? One thing I think is a little misleading here this should be a little more rounded out. Not squared off like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
where his teeth are.
Yeah, just the side of his snout or whatever you want to call it. See, it's a little more rounded, no points over there. That looks better, much better. Okay. Yeah, now she wanted to know what happened at the border one time in Canada. I was going to go to a carving show. I think it was the Ontario Niagara Falls show, and then I was going to go up to see my sister on the other side of Toronto. Got to the border, and he goes, anything to declare? And I said, no, I'm going to a carving show. He goes, oh, you have any wood? I said, yeah, but it's all kiln dried. And, I said, it's not raw wood, or it wasn't tree limbs or anything like that. And he said, okay. And I showed him what I had, and they let me over. Now, they asked me the question, do you have weapons in the car? I never thought of this until the last time I went through, and I go, a couple. But I think when they...
It has to be 5 inches or more.
I think it has to be 3 or 4 inches long.
Yeah.
I don't think they would consider this a weapon. Now, I can't take it on an airplane, but I don't divulge information unless I'm absolutely asked. And I kind of was asked that, but I don't consider it.
I only say I'm going to the beer store.
Is that what you said?
Always going to the beer store.
Okay.
Selena says it's cute, and Rose says, how long did it take you to get a V-tool then?
You mean, I'm not quite understanding that.
How long did it take you to get a V-tool then?
It took me years to get to the idea that I needed one. And I think because I got the new ones, because I got a V-tool, I found it very difficult to sharpen. That's why I didn't want one. But once I learned how to sharpen it and keep it sharp, it has been a delight. It's like anything else. If you have the right tools, it will work.
That is correct.
Right? So, any other questions, folks? Otherwise, we'll call it a day or a night. It's been an hour and 20 minutes. That's not too bad. So there's our little project tonight.
He's cute.
Yeah, I think so. And wait till I get them all painted, along with the half a dozen. I think I counted 30 pieces I have to paint. I think I better get started on it.
I guess you better.
Okay. Well, take care, folks. Have a great night, and we'll be back next week to do this guy. Okay. I think he'll be fun.
Great job.
My Easter critter.
Yeah, he's cute.
Yeah. We'll do a smaller version of him, similar to this size. Okay. That 1 1/4 by 1 1/4 by 2 1/4. All right, folks, take care, and thanks for spending time with me tonight, and we'll see you next week.
Namaste.
Bye-bye.